Good afternoon and welcome to Forever Sports coverage of the SA Under-20 series. Today's match will be taking a look at the SA Under-20 versus Uruguay Under-20 at the Makota Stadium in Stellenbosch. Right on the go at the moment, we've got Georgia taking on the Pumitas, the junior Argentinians, and the Argentina have run away with it there at 73-10 with just 5 minutes to go. This is obviously match day one of that SA Under-20 series, the first bit of international rugby we've had on South African shores since 2019. Of course, we haven't seen the baby BOKS in action since then, and the side has made it clear that they're very excited to be back on the field with plenty of SA Schools players, both SA Schools and SA Schools A team players, having been selected for the side. The series will work in it's just the 4 teams that are playing. It's Georgia, Argentina, South Africa, and Uruguay. And yeah, so there'll be 4 match days. This obviously being the first one, the second one, third, and obviously culminating in the fourth match day on the 4th of July, Saturday. That'll see the top 2 seeded sides going head-to-head, and the 3rd and 4th place teams opening the day's encounter then. Coach Bafana Nhleko has named Siamkhule Sasko Ndlovu as captain, with as many as 7 players in that starting side having played for SA Schools or SA Schools A way back in 2019. So yeah, we've got a few minutes left until kickoff. The match will be live streamed on SuperSport, but do stay tuned here at Forever Sports for our live watch along. We'll be looking to engage with as many fans as possible, so please keep commenting and don't forget to subscribe and like the video as well as we wait for the kickoff. Not too long now, and Argentina have just scored again, really running away with it there in this opening game. This is a vastly talented junior Springbok side that has been named by Coach Bafana Nhleko. At 15, we've got Quayne Horn of the Lions, Kanan Moody and Kerwin Gertze are the wings, with Ethan James and Tyler Box in the midfield. Brandon Wilkie has been selected at 10, with Bobby Alexander, his halfback partner. The loose trio comprises of Izan Esterhuizen, Reinhard Ludwig, Siamkhule Ndlovu, the captain. Second row, Dylan DeLew, Reinhard Roots, and the front row of Blaine Golden, Jacques Goosen, and Nolan Pienaar. It's a very powerful side. If I'm not mistaken, the son of Andre Venter, Springbok great, a former flanker, his son is on the bench, Andre Hugo Venter. He's a hooker. He played fantastically well in the Varsity Cup for Marty. He's a really standout player, and he'll be one to look out for if he makes his way off the bench today. The baby BOKS captain, Ndlovu, who will be starting an open side, is a former Northwood High boy. He represented the Sharks at youth week level and has been signed by the Lions. Certainly one to look out for today. Stevie P, I agree with you. Venter is a hell of a player. He's definitely got some of his dad in him. Absolute Springbok great, that number 7, Andre Venter. Such a hard man. was before my time, but I'm told and I've read that he was one of the fittest players ever at the Springboks. And I remember seeing on SuperSport John Smith in an interview saying that one of his first roommates was Fenter, and that and John was then obviously moving through the ranks. He was a very young Springbok, and Fenter was a senior statesman at that time. And John said that he was just totally in awe of Fenter and having the opportunity to room with him, and that Fenter got him up in the early hours of the morning before training and forced him to sort of do put in a few extra hours there. So that's all very interesting. How's it, Grant? I agree with you. Fenter's a beast. Our BOKS tend to seem to produce a lot of very hard blindside flankers. Also, if you think of Juan Smith, absolutely phenomenal player. And then, of course, Peter Steff, who will all be very keen to see in that British Lions series. Reino, you say Hendrik Wessels. He was a great college boy, if I'm not mistaken. He's playing for the Bulls at the moment. I haven't seen much of him, but looking forward to it. He's a front ranker, I believe. Well, just a few minutes remaining before kickoff here. Not long to go now. Please feel free to like and subscribe as we continue this Forever Sports watch along. Really looking forward to the game. Sure, Reino. I hope you're out there. If we can get another Ors, that'll be quite fantastic. But that Wessels must have, he's got a long way to go. But looking forward to watching his development. Ronan, no, we're not going to show the game. This is a live watch along. So we're going to be discussing the game as it's played. This is more of a fan forum to discuss. I'll be commentating today. Here's your junior Springbok side. As we've already mentioned, Pienaar, Goosen, Golden front row, Roots and Delu second row, Captain Klofo, Ludwig, Esterhuizen in the loose trio with halfback pairing of Alexander and Wilkie. Centers of BOKS and James, and a back three of Gertze, Moody and Horn. Bafana and Kleko is our coach today. Really looking forward to seeing what he can get out of this side. Weather's looking good, cloudless skies. Beautiful day in Stellenbosch. The Uruguayan side will be captained by Dius at 8th man. Just how well did they play the last World Cup in Japan, 2019, beating Fiji and really playing with their hearts on their sleeves there. So awesome to watch. Minnows side really giving it to some of the more established rugby nations. Uruguay walking onto the field now, wearing their characteristic light blue kit. Such a pity about crowd attendance again across all levels. Of course, it's necessary in the wake of COVID, but man, can't wait to get back and watch some live sport. Here come the baby BOKS running onto the field. Sasko Ndlovu, our junior captain, former Northwood boy again. Sharks player has now been signed by the Lions. Grant, I see you've mentioned the World Cup heroics and then Uruguay trashing a restaurant. I wasn't familiar with that story. Yes, the wine must have been flowing that night, eh? Proper South American stuff. Sides are lining up for the anthem. The entire Uruguayan squad standing 1.5 meters apart, which really does seem slightly redundant. Just before a rugby match, they're all going to be taking part in. Can't understand that decision, but I did a similar thing in the Six Nations. Seems totally unnecessary and rather silly, to be honest, but these are the times we live in. Ronan, Reinhard Ludwig, in your school, what school was that? Don't have it in front of me here. One player to look out for is junior box hooker number 2, Jacques Goosen. I watched him a few times during his schoolboy days at Selborne College. I watched him play in the Eastern Cape, and he is a serious rugby player. He's been snapped up by the Sharks. Then his nickname is Raging Bull, and really he's a really powerful player and was talismanic for Selborne for a number of years. Should really keep an eye on him. As the junior Springbok side sings the national anthem, 1.5 meters apart. Again, please stay tuned, like and subscribe on Forever Sports. This is the second match of the SA Under-20 International Series. Obviously, earlier we saw Argentina really run away with it against Georgia. This is the first day of international rugby we've seen since 2019 here in South Africa. Just confirmation that the Argentinian under-20s saw off Georgia 82-10. Really a massive score there for Los Pumitas. Great to see rugby back and live rugby in South Africa, international rugby that is. Teams have just finished the national anthem and they're about to get the game underway. Our referee today will be Pumzile Mbewu. Junior box fly half Brandon Wilkie about to get the game underway here in Stellenbosch. Junior box kicking off. And the match is underway. Great kickoff. Not dealt with by the Uruguayans. Taken into contact. Just outside their 22. Choosing to maul it up here. Trying to get into a better position to clear. It's back and torpedoed out of the 22 by the Uruguayans. Caught well by the box. And it's a break here. First try already. Great break by Horn of the Lions, our fullback who put away Kenan Moody of the Vodacom Blue Bulls. So that's 5-0 within 1 minute to the junior Springboks here. Geez, the defense just opened right up there on the right. Poor kick by Uruguay. Fielded well by Horn. And ran straight back. It seemed like there was plenty of room for him. Threatened to go wide and then just passed it on the inside to Moody, who ran a great supporting line, the number 14. 5-0 within a minute. Wilkie converts, so that's 7-0 to the junior Springboks. Great start for them. It's a great counter-attack by the junior Springboks there. Really making the most of what was a very disorganized Uruguayan defensive line. Right, the restart. Taken into contact by Dylan DeLew. Just outside the junior box 22. Choosing to run it up here. Big carry. And the clearance from scrum off Bobby Alexander. Not dealt with by Uruguay. Ball turned over. Junior Boks have got it on the halfway line. Oh, taking it up into contact by Blaine Golden. Geez, that's a strong run by the tight head prop. Turnover Uruguay. So wrestle on the ground. Penalty Uruguay. Great work by their hooker there. Sure. Great work over the ball. Crazy how that hooker, that number 2 role has changed since Bismarck Du Plessis. I mean, he was really the guy that sort of changed that role and turned the position and almost turned it into a fourth loose forward, a fetcher, and really specializing in turnovers there. Many teams have that sort of play at number 2, and it looks like Uruguay no exception. So Uruguay have a line out now. Just outside the junior Springbok 22. It's a good line out. Clean ball. Take it up to contact. No. Clever move here. Got plenty of space. It's on the right. Uruguay just cutting in field within number 14, who keeps going. Is he over? Wow, that's really a poor organization on defense by the junior BOKS. Soft try to concede. Very similar to the one the Uruguay have just conceded inside the opening minute. Looks like Uruguay have scored here. Referee just checking. It's been given, I think. Jeez, what a brilliant first phase play by the Uruguayans. Sure, clean ball. Spreading it wide, going right into the corner there. Lovely through the hands. Some ducking and weaving. Oh, number 14, take a bow, son. Jeez, refused to be stopped there. Powered his way over. Busted a few tackles. Great attacking play by both sides early on, and not much to say about the defense. So they're just checking this try. As it stands, still 7-0 to the junior BOKS. Just checking if it's been grounded here. Still waiting on the decision. It's been disallowed, held up by the junior BOKS over the line. So it's a scrum 5 meter to Uruguay. Great defense over the line by the junior BOKS, but hindsight's a lovely thing. Really should have stopped that play. But I take nothing away from the Uruguayans. Very intricate, yet very basic attacking play off the first phase. They're off a line out, spreading it wide, going through the hands. Excellent play. Well, the Argentina Under-20 game against Georgia earlier, the first game of this Under-20 international series, finished 82-10 to Argentina. Not much to say about the defense in that game, and seemingly not early on in this one either, as the sides reset for the scrum. Referee wasn't happy with the first one. So still 7-0 to the junior BOKS at the Makotter Stadium in Stellenbosch. Lovely day for some rugby, or any day is a lovely day for rugby, especially when it's international rugby here in South Africa. Great to see it back. So scrum 5, the teams are resetting here. Uruguay ball. They were just held up over the junior BOKS, managed to hold him up over the line after some great play. Ball's in, penalty, junior BOKS. Collapsing the scrum. So junior BOKS have penalty inside their own 22 to clear. It's a great scrum by the forwards. Showing the backs what's up there after some poor defensive reading there. So junior BOK fly half, Brandon Wilkie kicks it there, clears. Good kick off a tight angle there. Line out to the junior BOKS, just outside of their 22. Playing on the left-hand side, playing right. Oh, Jacques Goosen's ball is stolen by Uruguay. They went front, and the Uruguayans read it. Turnover, they're taking it up now. Sure. Going through the hands here, Uruguay. Oh, rush defense by the Springboks. The junior BOKS, that is. It's messy at breakdown time. Uruguay taking it up again. Scrum off running sideways. Looks like the junior BOKS have stolen it. No, it's going to go back for a penalty. We're going back to where the lineout was. Penalty, Uruguay just outside the 22 there. Going to be interesting to see what option they take. They've gone for the 3. So Uruguay will have a shot at goal here. About right on the 22 of the Springboks. Just on the right-hand side of the posts. It's a good angle for them. So that line out going awry for the Springboks, the junior Springboks there. They went for a 2 ball and it was stolen by Uruguay. Read it wonderfully well. Their rush defense looked like it was putting Uruguay under pressure there when they had the advantage. It'll be interesting to see if the Uruguayans can deal with that throughout the game. Of course, we know how physical every Springbok side is, no matter what age group. They pride themselves on that, and I wonder how that'll turn out in this contest, how long Uruguay will be able to live with them in the contact. The kick is good by Argentina. 3 points to them. That's 7-3 rather, after having a try disallowed, being held up on the try line. Junior BOKS haven't been in the Uruguayan half since the beginning of the contest, since their first try early on inside the opening minute. As Junior BOK fly half Wilkie gets us back underway here. Uruguay have it. Another sloppy receive from them. Taking it up just outside their 22 Uruguay. 10.5 minutes gone here in the SA, in the Under-20 international series. And it's cleared by Uruguay. Here's the man who started it for the Springboks for their try. Quine Horn. Bobby Alexander, scrum off of the junior BOKS, passing it back. And Wilkie spots a bit of space at the back. Well chased by the junior BOKS, but Uruguay away on the right here. Oh, fantastic tackle. Ludwig. Jeez, that's a big hit. And it looks like it's a penalty to the junior Springboks. Jeez, that's a great piece of physical play there. CVP, no drinking on the job here. Got to give it some time, bro. Afterwards. Just having a look at this again here. Uruguayans' breakdown is looking rather sloppy so far. They'll need to work on that pretty fast if they want to stand a chance here. And that's a Springbok line out. They've taken it this time. Jacques Goosen has the ball at the back of a maul. Junior Springboks are going inside the Uruguayan 22. They're mauling it up here. Not far. Getting good go forward. Well, they've broken on the left from the short side there. 5 meters from the touchline. Just inside. Now forwards are taking it up here. Turnover Uruguay again. Their number 2. Fantastic play. Wow. Really. So penalty Uruguay inside their own 22. They've managed to stop the junior BOK rolling maul. And another second one of the game. Fantastic turnover by the Uruguay's hooker. Man, I wish I had a team sheet in front of me. But hats off to him, really. Well played. Second time he's gotten his team out of jail. Breakdown has been sloppy from both sides so far in the opening 15. Or 13 minutes gone now. Something both sides need to look at, for sure. Uruguay line out. Stolen. Junior BOK ball. Taking it back. Passing it through the hands. And here's the captain, Clovu, taking it up. Powerful carry by the junior BOK skipper. Again. Short play to the forwards, playing in the middle of the park now. Junior BOKS ball on the halfway line. Swinging it right. Oh. Just lost forward by Horn, number 15 for the junior BOKS. The third time he's been on the ball, and after setting up that initial try inside the opening minute, he's looked dangerous with the ball in both hands. Scrum Uruguay. Junior BOKS went wide very quickly there. I'd like to see them just take it up for a few more phases in the middle of the park there through the forwards and really earn the right to shift it through the hands there. Perhaps a bit of rustiness. Of course, neither side has played since 2019 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Scrum Uruguay. It's a solid one from them. Taking up through the hands. Again, Junior Bok rush defense, stopping them pretty early on. Breakdown. Messi again. Uruguay have managed to field the ball. Taking it up again through the hands. Got some space on the right now. They've knocked it backwards, Uruguay. They've got a ruck on the far side, right by the right-hand touchline. Again, speedy defense by the Junior Boks. Uruguay really aren't getting over this advantage line at the moment. And they've been forced to kick by their scrum off. High box kick, well fielded. Not much pressure on Junior Springboks. Taking up to the middle of the park. Jeez, another carry by Blaine Golden. Wow, what a big man that is. Jeez. Oh, it's a big hit by Uruguay, but Junior Boks still have it. On the 10, inside their own half. Gone with the box kick. Bobby Alexander, our scrum off. Junior Springbok scrum off, I should say. Big tackle that by Moody, the try scorer, on the Uruguayan winger. Advantage Uruguay. I think it was a high hit by Moody, just outside the Uruguay 22. And the penalty has been awarded. It's a high hit by Kenan Moody on the Junior Boks right wing. So Uruguay got a penalty just outside their 22. Again, score still 7-3 after 16 minutes. Shot Steve, maybe Stevie P, maybe at the second half I'll grab a number 17, a line lager. We'll see what happens. It's a great touch finder by Uruguay. It's a great box kick by Alexander of the Boks. Unlucky to be awarded, or to be penalized, I should say. Kenan Moody there. Uruguay player ducked as soon as he'd caught the ball on that left wing, and the Junior Bok number 14 hit him pretty fast. Didn't have much time to adjust. But fair call. Now Uruguay off the line out. They've gotten clean ball and taking it through the hands down the middle of the park. Crashing it up there. Uruguay ball on the halfway line. Fly half ducking and weaving. Uruguay have that ruck on the far touchline. They're taking it back inside now through their blind side flank. And they've gone with another box kick. It's an interesting decision. Junior Boks have to be awake here, and Moody's knocked it on, and Uruguay have the ball just outside the Junior Boks 22. This is great play by them. They've really held their own after conceding early. Now they've got space on the right wing. Oh, just knocked it on there. Uruguay knocking the ball on the 5 meter. They were under pressure. Good scramble defense by the Junior Boks, but well played by Uruguay. Another great box kick by their number 9. They managed to field it after Moody's knock on, and then quickly through the hands on the right flank here. Great short passing and a fantastic tackle by Junior Bok number 11, Kuhn Gertze, to deny the Uruguay what would have been a well-deserved score, I must say. So that'll be a scrum to the Junior Boks again, where they were a few minutes ago on their 5 meter on the left side of the field there, inside their own 22, of course. On their own 5 meter, I should say. Uruguay have been very impressive so far. Junior Boks a bit rattled here. Perhaps needing to just calm things down a bit. Again, the rustiness will be playing a part. It's a big scrum that by the Junior Boks. And the referee wants a reset. Junior BOKS have managed to turn it over here and clear. Another good clearance kick by Junior BOK. Brandon Wilkie hasn't had too much room to run with the ball, but his kicking has been on point. But the referee was awarded another scrum. The same area of the field on the Junior BOK 22. Junior BOKS haven't had much territory to speak of so far as we're approaching 20 minutes, the first quarter gone. 40% possession. Uruguay doing phenomenally well, earning 60% of the possession and having 58% territory. The South Americans, really well played by them as they launched another attack off the line out. They've peeled off here. Inside ball, no one was watching and they've knocked it on inside the Junior BOKS 22. There was a good opportunity there. Perhaps the player wasn't expecting that inside ball. It was a clever idea, but the Junior BOKS will be eager to get out of jail again here. Really been let off the hook. Again, please, those watching, please feel free to like and comment. Really, Uruguay have been very impressive thus far. Junior Springboks with another chance to clear as they set the scrum. Collapsing an inward penalty to the Junior BOKS. Blaine Golden, tight end for Junior Springboks. He's had a few big carries so far. He's a very big man, and he's just won a scrum penalty. What a prospect he looks. And Wilkie is cleared. That's a great big kick, that. Junior BOK line out just inside their own half, right on the halfway line. And it's clean. Goosen finds his jumper and they've launched another rolling maul. The Junior BOK hooker has it at the back. Being forced towards the touchline by Uruguay. Scrappy. They've done very well to defend it and they've put Goosen down. But Uruguay have turned it over yet again. Goodness me. They've really held their own here after going behind early on. And dare I say, they've dominated the game since that early score. They really have. They've only got 3 points to show for it. Majority of possession and territory. But their defensive play has been fantastic in negating the BOK attack. Especially, that's the second penalty they've won. Or the second time they've stopped a rolling maul off a line out there. So they've got a scrum now, right on the halfway line. Uruguay ball. What a performance this is so far. And now it's come off the back to their scrum off. Taken it up in the midfield. Crash ball, right by the scrum. And they've gone short side now. The right side, right on the halfway line. Uruguay. Another box kick of their number 9. It's a big one, and they've won back territory. They've got a line out inside the Junior BOK 22, taking them right back again. That's fantastic tactical management, that by their number 9. As we look at that earlier chance they had on the blind side there. The majority of this game has been played inside the BOK 22 on the left side of the field as they get ready to throw another line out. Just can't get outside of their half, can't get any territorial position to speak of as they take it up again. Junior BOK ball. And they've gone with another box kick. Oh, just knocked on by Uruguay's number 15. The ball spilled. Junior BOKS have a penalty advantage here. Scrum advantage. Taking it up in the midfield. Great basketball passing. That's better by the Junior BOKS. And they've been awarded a penalty. Looks like another high hit. So Brandon Wilkie's got a penalty on the halfway line as the referee speaks to Uruguay's number 8, sporting a Jack Goodhue-esque mullet. I think the ref's just talking about those high hits or offsides. Don't think that I haven't seen Wilkie kick, but this would be one hell of a shot if he can manage a 3-pointer on the halfway here. As we just take a look at that, another replay. It's just a high hit from Uruguay. Just being told to watch it by the referee as Wilkie looks to put the junior BOKS inside the Uruguayan 22 and manages right on the line there. Line out to the junior BOKS inside the Uruguayan's 22. Both sides have conceded 4 penalties, but man, the Uruguayans have managed this game really well so far. 25 minutes gone. Goosen with the line-out throw, and the junior BOKS have got it again. Trying again for that rolling maul. Just going sideways. Getting some go forward now. That junior BOKS rolling maul, and Uruguay seeming offside. Goosen taking it up. Big carry by the number 2. And junior BOKS have ball here in a good position inside the 22. Geez, number 7, Ludwig again, a big carry by the Springbok blind side. And now Captain Clawfoot taking it up. Junior BOKS posting some very big loose forwards. And now far on the left here, quick hands. Cutting and weaving. Kerwin Gertza threw a loose pass there, but the junior BOKS have managed to keep it in play. As Reynard Roots takes the ball into contact. Big carry by the number 4. And now his locking partner, number 5, Deliu, being carried backwards by the Uruguayan defense. This is phenomenal play by them again. Junior BOKS still in possession inside Uruguay 22. 25 minutes gone, and looks like, just been knocked on there by the junior BOKS. That's another let-off where they should have, they haven't had many opportunities since the opening score. They should have really made more there. Uruguay holding fast again. Doing fantastically well to keep the score at 7-3. This is very, very impressive again by the South Americans. Junior Springboks are looking rattled. As we line up for another scrum. It looks as though the ref has called for a water break. We're on 26 minutes 40. And it does look like a hot day out in Stellenbosch. Both sides just enjoying some refreshments as the clock has been stopped. Uruguay having a scrum inside their own 22 after repelling another BOK attack and forcing the BOKS into a knock-on. It's been a very physical contest out there. And it must be said that, again, the Light Blues just making the most of the possession they've had and the territory and really managing the game well. Still plenty of time left, of course. Still, a water break persists. Please feel free to keep commenting and discussing. If any questions about the game, I'm more than happy to answer. Does look like a really hot day out there. The drinks break coming to an end here, and the scrum being set. Uruguay ball, of course, inside the own 22. A few players have really impressed today. Uruguay's hooker in particular, but man, it must be said that Blaine Golden of the junior box, the tight head prop, has been really strong so far as the scrum is engaged here, and Uruguay have the put in. Big shove again by the junior box, but Uruguay clear up the middle of the field and fielded again by Horn, the man who set up the first try, and he's stabbed it inside Uruguay's 22. Geez, a kick on the bounce there by Uruguay 15. And the Boks are back inside their own half. Wilkie, the number 10, has the ball, has decided to run it, throws it back inside. Junior Boks have it on the line. Is that another turnover to Uruguay? They're battling hard for it on the ground. No? Still Junior Boks ball. Crashed in field there. But it's like they have some momentum now. Wilkes to Goosen. Huge hit on Goosen by the Uruguay number 1. Geez, they're going backwards here now. After picking up some good momentum. Does look like they have an advantage though. What can they do with it? They're going backwards, and the ref has awarded a penalty to South Africa. Junior Boks scrum off Alexander has taken it quickly there, gone with the tap. Junior Boks now have another penalty on the inside Uruguay's 10. Oh, just left behind by Moody. Horn has to dive on it. Back on the halfway line now, the Junior Boks. And taking it again with Goosen. Just need to build some phases here, South Africa. And it's in the air again, hoofed up by number 9, Alexander. Moody contesting. Uruguay losing it forward. But then Captain Clorfu losing it forward too. Uruguay knocked it on first, so there'll be a scrum to the Junior Boks. On the right-hand side of the field, on the Uruguay 10-meter line. How's it, Jan? I wasn't familiar with that decision about the captaincy. I've just read and just seen Clovu. So, yeah, not too familiar with that. Of course, injuries could have been a factor as the Junior Boks line up for another scrum. This has been a hugely physical game. It's Uruguay having made 4 handling errors to the Junior Springboks 2. Big scrum that by South Africa. Taking it into contact through Moody, who's lost the ball forward. No, went sideways. South Africa still have it now inside Uruguay's 22. Quick ball to the left. They need to spread it now, but Roots takes it into contact. To Liu, I should say. Ball through the hands. Horn has taken it up again. Made many carries. Always looked dangerous on the ball as Quayne Horn of the Lions. Springbok, Junior Springbok fullback. Junior Springbok still have it here. Inside Uruguay's 22, and there's a half break for number 12, who throws it into the air, intercepted by Uruguay, who are tackled on their own 22. Tyler Box, South African midfielder, throwing a loose pass there, which was gathered by Uruguay, who now have a penalty. And they will be able to clear again, just outside of their 22. They'll have a penalty for touch, penalty kick for touch. Junior Springboks guilty of forcing play. If they just stick to the basics, they haven't really bossed the gain line as much as they would have liked in this first half, with just 31 minutes nearly gone here. No need for offloads like that. Well read by Uruguay's number 9, who's been a masterful tactician. Well, his tactical kicking has been fantastic in this first half. Line out now to Uruguay again. Lots of set pieces in this one. Not straight. Free kick to the junior BOKS on the Uruguay 10. No, on the halfway line, I should say. Seven, 31 minutes gone here. Junior BOKS looks like they've opted for a scrum. Scrums have been an interesting contest. Both sides packing down. As Bobby Alexander, junior Springbok scrum half, puts the ball into the scrum. Now he's got it on the blind side. He stabbed it through for Moody, who could grab a second. Yeah, no, well fielded by Uruguay. Moody makes a tackle inside Uruguay 22. Under big pressure here. Junior Springboks looking to turn the ball over. No, Uruguay have done really well to hang on to that ball. They've got it inside their own 22. And they'll look to clear. It's great clearing up that by Uruguay. They're taking it into contact here. Still inside their 22. Looking to give their number 10 a better position to clear. Now they do so through their number 9. Junior BOK line out on Uruguay's 22. Interesting option that by Alexander. Put the Uruguay right winger under pressure there. That stabbing kick. Moody did well to chase and then make the tackle, but Uruguay's cleaning up there. Also fantastic. Good play by both sides. As the junior BOKS have a line out just outside Uruguay 22. Possession swung now 58% in the way of junior BOKS. And it's a big carry by the Dylan DeLiu, who's managed to take the junior BOKS right inside the 22. And the quick ball now through the midfield. Quick hands. Oh, another offload doesn't go to hand. Ethan James, junior Springbok number 13, throwing a pass there, just didn't go to hand. It was too low. And again, if they just build some more phases there, there's no need to hurry and force these offloads. Take it through, slow it down, set it up. Look jittery. They look, junior BOKS look as if they're really trying to hurry in a rush. Need to just take a breath and build some momentum. No need to be forcing it. Another scrum to the Uruguay. How many of those have we had in this first half? Inside their 22. Whoa. Oh, that's a free kick to Uruguay. Illegal scrumming. They'll look to clear again. Junior Springboks looking to, it's almost as if they just want to score off of every first phase. I think Uruguay kick for touch, that penalty, or the free kick, I should say. The junior BOKS have taken it quickly as Wilkie puts it up into the air. Uruguay looking to field it in the 10, and they scrum off again. Potential man of the match in this first 40. They've got the ball now taken through the hands. They've looked to stab it through, but it hasn't worked. And then Clawful, the junior BOK captain, is collected and taken into contact. Another opportunity for South Africa. And now they've been awarded a penalty just outside the 22 of the Uruguayans. Straight in front of the posts. Wasn't a bad option that by Brandon Wilkie, junior BOK fly half, to put it up in the air. It was a good chase. Uruguay under pressure. They did manage to field it, but then they were turned over, or rather, they did lose the ball in contact, and Ndlovu took it up before they conceded a penalty. Junior BOKS now with a chance to make it 10-3, right in front of the sticks. Grant, I tend to agree with you there. They don't seem to be learning from each foray into the Uruguay 22. They need to slow it down and get back to the basics and just take it into contact and stop with the needless offloads. And Wilkie has pulled it to the left, so the score remains 7-3. He'll be disappointed with that one, Brandon Wilkie. He's kicked well thus far. Uruguay 22 dropout. Looks like half of this Uruguay team are sporting mullets. Not sure if that's a good or bad thing as Moody fields it and Horn gives the hoist. Moody's chasing on the right. Uruguay letting it bounce. And it's come back to the junior box, but Uruguay breaking now. They've just knocked it on. Wow, what an odd piece of play that. Junior book Flahoff Horn lifting it up in the air. Moody giving chase. Uruguay defense letting the ball bounce. The miscommunication there at the back. Looked like two players wanted to go for the ball. In the end, neither did. And the ball bouncing back. And Uruguay nearly getting an opportunity on the touchline. As it is, they've knocked it on, and the junior Boks have a scrum inside their own half on the 10. Stevie P, I agree with you. They need to take all the points they can get at this point, the junior Boks, if they want to win this one. Strong carry that in the junior Bok midfield. Alexander shaping a kick, but is that another penalty for a high hit from Uruguay? Junior Boks. Wilkie with an opportunity to gain some more possession. Or territory, I should say. And he's kicked that long, and it's bounced inside the Uruguay try line and sat up, and they've just jotted it down there. Wilkie seeming to have rushed that kick. Both sides have looked rusty, particularly with ball in hand, but so far, as we approach halftime with just less than a minute to play, Uruguay have managed this game a lot better than the junior Boks. Their decision-making and the execution has been fantastic. And junior Boks just seeming to be rushing their game. They just need a bit of patience. Obviously, they haven't played for a long time, but as they take it in now, right on the halfway line, in the middle of the park, Alexander through the ball hands to Quinn, puts another kick through, and Uruguayans charged it down, turnover to Uruguay again. Uruguay have kicked it long, and Wilkie has it, fielded it nicely. He's looking to run it now, coming on the right side, the junior Bok Flahoff, and quick hands, well handled there by the junior Boks midfield. They've got a break on the right, gained with the stab and kick through, which has rebounded off the Uruguayan player, luckily, but no, the junior Boks have knocked that on as they persist with these stabbing grubbers and chips through. Man, I wonder how many scrums we've had in this first half. A lot of handling errors, poor decision-making. Junior Boks looking to take it, run it on the right, and good handling in midfield, but then looking to kick it through, and it's just not on. Just the need to reset and go back to basics. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Bafana Claire calls for in the second 40, because junior Boks need to change something. Uruguay playing phenomenally well as they kick it out to their number 8. So half-time then at the Marcotta Stadium in Stellenbosch. 7-3 to the junior Springboks. After some poor decision-making from them, still with the only try which came in that first minute of that first half Uruguay hitting back with a 3-pointer and dominating territory and possession at a stage. Junior BOKS hitting back with some territory stakes of their own, but in the end, just still with that sole try to show for their efforts. Halftime here at Forever Sports, and we'll be taking a quick break, and we'll be back for the second 40. Please stay with us, and again, like and comment. Thank you. It remains half-time in the SA Under-20 International Series. Junior BOKS, of course, taking on Uruguay. The score at 7-3, with the only try in the first half going to Kanan Moody of the junior Springboks. So in that first half, both sides making 4 handling errors. 16 tackles made by the junior Springboks compared to the 27 by the Uruguay Under-20s. At the end there, the territory and possession heavily in favor of the junior Springboks, 61% possession and 70% territory. In the first quarter of the contest, Uruguay really were dominating both. The junior BOKS did well to hit back and gain some much needed territory and possession themselves. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to make the most of it. Uruguay handling their defensive duties fantastically well. Their organization has been really phenomenal. Apart from that early try they conceded within a few seconds inside the opening minute, following that kick, but they had some intricate play and they nearly scored right after the junior BOKS try, but their number 14 was held up there by the junior Springbok scramble defense. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Bafana Nhleko does, what he changes for the junior Springboks in the second 40. At the moment, they seem to be kicking away a lot of possession, chipping through and opting for stabbing grubbers. Uruguay managing to cope with them so far, as the teams get ready to run back out into the park here at the Makota Stadium in Stellenbosch. Few players have stood out for the Springboks, perhaps none more so than tight head prop Lane Golden of the Golden Lions. Well, the Chelsea Sharks, I should say, had a fantastic game, made a few big carries, 3 or 4, and has been rock solid in the scrums. Of course, the Under-20 International Series continues on Wednesday with Uruguay tackling Georgia, and then the junior Springboks playing the Pumitas at 3 o'clock in the later game. Monday the 28th, junior Springboks will play Georgia and Uruguay Argentina. The final will take place on Saturday the 4th of July, of course, between the two top-ranked sides, and then a third and fourth playoff. Early in the day, we saw the junior Argentinians, Los Pumitas, put Georgia to the sword, really, scoring 82 points to 10 and running away with it in the end there. Taz Analytics, I do tend to agree with you. This is the first time they're playing together, and this rustiness and this lack of synergy and cohesion is only going to get better as they improve. perhaps I was a bit hard on them in that first half. So apologies for that. It looks like Andre Hugo Venter has come on in place of Jacques Goosen. That's a massive change. Goosen is no slouch himself and had a few good carries in that first half. Of course, had that his first line out stolen. But Andre Hugo Venter is a phenomenal talent, and I'm really excited to see what he can bring in the second 40. Of course, the son of former BOK great Andre Venter, one of the hardest men in BOK rugby, certainly one of the fittest too. Argentina about to get us back underway here, the Makoto Stadium. What a fantastic half they had. Looks like the junior BOKS have made some changes. Coach Bafana Ntleko. Jacques Goosen has come off for Andre Hugo Venter. Stevie P says a lot of key players are being rested for that huge clash against Argentina on Wednesday. As Uruguay get us back underway here. Kick it inside their 22. Well fielded by Captain Klovu, who's been hit backwards really hard by Uruguay defense there. BOKS taking it up just outside of their 22 now. And scrum off Alexander, who kicked a lot in the first 40, shaping to do so again. Charged down by Uruguay. BOKS under pressure here. Wilkie at the back fielding well. And Horn clears. Under a lot of pressure there. Good clearance by the fullback. Good pressure by Uruguay. 30 seconds in. Line out on the junior BOKS 22. Uruguay throwing in. Managed to take it up. Got a ruck now. Turnover to the junior Springboks. And they've tapped it quickly. Just outside of their 22. They've opted instead for the tap and through the hands now to number 11, Garza. Horn again with a carry. Alexander now at the base of the scrum. And just knocked on there by Wilkie. Uruguay putting junior BOKS under all sorts of pressure there. Interesting decision that to take a quick tap just outside of the junior BOK 22. I can confirm that Jan-Hendrik Wessels of the Blue Bulls has come on. He is packing down now for his first scrum. He would have replaced Nolan Pienaar then. One Blue Bull for another, it seems. So Uruguay have the put in now. Right on the halfway line. This has been a massive scrumming contest so far. Scrum is set again. Argentina look to put it in. And do so to their number 9, who has had such a phenomenal first half. Flyhoff has kicked it deep. And Horn well fielded on the right, just outside of his 22. He's tackled by Uruguay in defense. Junior BOKS backtracking again. And now carrying it up. But another penalty. to the junior BOKS. Doesn't look like they're going to be taking a quick tap this time. Wilkie's got the opportunity to kick for touch. Gain some valuable territory. It's a good kick. Not much angle to work with again. Just on the halfway line there, the junior BOKS will have another line out. And a quick throw there. Roots takes it up. Now through the hands, backline play. Oh, crashing into midfield is James, Springbok number 13. And now, still in possession of the junior BOKS. Quickly through the hands on the left side here. Another break here. James gives it to Alexander, who's away. And the junior BOKS are going to score here in the left corner. Great supporting play by the scrum half. Well shipped on by the midfield. Number 13, James, with some good decision-making and execution there on the left touchline, putting Bobby Alexander away for his first try for the junior Springboks. Score now 12-3 with a kick to come. Geez, they broke quickly on that left-hand side and an offload, and James was put away. Right on the touchline, passing inside to Bobby Alexander, who, just like any good scrum half does, running a great supporting line and just beating the Uruguayan cover defense. Scoring on the left touch. So Wilkie to make it 14-3. Missed the penalty in that first half. On the touchline, difficult conversion. And it just drifts off to the right. So the score remains 12-3 after 45 minutes. Much better start. Well, another bright start, I should say, by the junior Springboks. Breaking quickly on the left. Making the most of some, I should say, one of the only times so far in this encounter, some disorganization from Uruguay. James breaking on the left touchline and throwing it back inside to Bobby Alexander, who finished off well. His kicking's been good so far, Alexander. And now the kickoff by Uruguay. Ndlovu throws it inside. Junior BOKS taking it up again. BOKS is tackled inside the junior BOKS 22. And Wilkie clears. Geez, he got some distance on that one, but it's been fielded by Uruguay. They're coming back now. They've opted for an up and under. But Horn's underneath, and he's got some space on the right here. And he gives a good pass to Wilkie, who throws it inside. Turnover ball, Uruguay. No, penalty. Is that another high hit? I think that's the third time they've been penalized now, Uruguay. So Wilkie kicking for touch once again. And just more, no, it's been fielded by Uruguay. Kept in the field and kicked back at them. Wilkie's got another opportunity here. Runs it up. He met in defense by Uruguay's number 5. Now, BOKS again, Ndlovu. Carries into contact. He's been good so far, Ndlovu. Worked really hard. And now, Fenta, with a big run in the midfield there. Oh, it's short ball. And it pops it up now. Alexander's away. He's going to score again. He's being chased down now. He gives it off. And that's Moody. Moody bags his second. Great play by the junior BOKS. Gee. Finta with a great carry. Offloaded it to Alexander on the support again. Making a great break and then just flicking it on to Moody on the right. Scoring in the corner. Cannon Moody, second of the match. 17-3 now to the junior BOKS. That's much better by them. Those passes weren't sticking in the first half, but seems to have changed, and it's a big carry. Taking out 2 defenders, Fenta. Popping to Alexander. He's got a bit of pace on him, does Bobby Alexander. And Moody bags his second. Another tough kick this for Wilkie. He's been good so far. Junior BOKS don't seem to have changed too much in the second 40, but it's paid off for them. They've got 2 tries now. Score 17-3 with this kick to come. Looks like they're persisting with that game plan. And it has worked here. Geez, Wilkie kicking right into the sun. This is a tough one for the youngster. And off the bar, has he got it? Doesn't look like it. Scores remain 17-3. After a big, strong carry. No, it wasn't Fenta, excuse me. It was Wessels. Wessels with the carry, pardon me. Jan-Hendrik Wessels taking 2 defenders out of the game and delivering a delicious pass there to Alexander, who was supporting once again. No, kickoff has been caught by the junior BOKS and scrappy. Uruguay have turned it over just outside of the 22, just losing a bit of concentration, the junior BOKS, and Uruguay taking it up again. It's a turnover, no. Penalty to Uruguay. Collapsing scrum, or the ruck, I should say. What are Uruguay going to do here? 17-3 down. Played so well in that first half. Managed the game superbly. Don't know if it's just maybe a bit of fatigue. Perhaps kicking in. Of course, only 50 minutes gone. Still got half an hour to play. But man, they really did perform in that first half. Very impressive stuff. Great decision making. Looks as though they're going for 3 points to their number 10, who is also sporting a mullet. (17-3) here. Thomas Bamule. Definitely not pronouncing that right. Fullback for Uruguay now, taking a penalty attempt. Just outside of the Springbok or the junior BOK 22. And he puts it wide. Angle was slightly against him there, so it remains 17-3. It was a good strike by Uruguay's number 15. And the junior BOKS will look to drop out from their 22 now. Wilkie opting for distance, fielded by Uruguay. Take it up in the middle of the park. Their right winger running straight down the throat to the South Africans. Oh, and it's taken quickly by number 8. He's broken right through off the ruck inside the junior BOK 22, Argentina, or Uruguay, I should say. Excuse me. Their fly half putting his chip through, and well fielded by Horn, who's on the counter now for the junior BOKS on the right. Didn't call for the mark. Great play by Uruguay's number 8, taking advantage of poor defensive play by the junior BOKS with that ruck, and now Alexander's gone to the air again. Uruguay fielding it on the halfway line. Big hit by the junior BOK defense. And Uruguay have it on the halfway line now. Uruguay, cross kick. And they've chipped it behind the BOK defense now. Horn's going to have to field inside his own 22. He's under a bit of pressure here. But he clears. And finds touch. That's a great clearance by Horn. It's been very impressive today. Number 15 had plenty of opportunity with ball in hand and hasn't shirked his duties on defense. But just having another look here. Uruguay's number 8 just taking it off the back of a ruck. Just breaking right through the center of the field. They didn't have any support. Of course, nobody was expecting that one. And then Uruguay opting for that chip behind. when they were on the front foot, their Horn fielded it well and carried it up. Now Uruguay, just knocking it on in the midfield off their line out. So there'll be scrum junior box in the center of the pitch. "53 minutes gone here." Uruguay have held up in the scrum. Hasn't been really any side that's totally dominated, with a completely fresh front row for the junior box now. As Alexander puts it in. Try scorer and try assister. Penalty advantage to the junior box, and they've been awarded a penalty. Just on the 10. Uruguay guilty of playing offside there off that scrum. And SA Under-20 going for the line out option. It's a great kick by Wilkie. Finds touch. Just shy of Uruguay's 5 meter. And Fenter will throw in. It's great advantage just for the junior box. They had plenty similar in the first 40. See if they can make the most of this one. They've opted for the maul again. They've got some go forward. Uruguay defending well here. But the junior box are rumbling on, getting closer. Fenter at the back of the maul. And he's going to break blind, and Fenter scores on the left side to make it 22-3 to the junior Springboks. That was a good maul and good option taking, good execution. Much better, tighter play by the South Africans. Andre Hugo Venter. Man, what a year he's having. What a talent. What a prospect. Keep an eye on him. Much better play. Well taken by Deliu in the jump. Uruguay unable to deal with South Africa's rolling maul there. They defended it well in the first half. Just looked like they were lacking a bit of numbers there. But well played by South Africa. That's what they like to do. Keep it tight and roll it up. So Wilkie's got another opportunity for 2. It's another tough kick for the junior Springbok fly half. On the touchline, and he's pulled it left. So the score remains 22-3 to South Africa. Much better second half from them. Again, didn't look like they changed too much for the second 40. So clearly it was a bit of rustiness in that first half that maybe just let them down a bit. But as Stevie P has said in the comments there, they haven't played in a while. And the more they do get minutes on the pitch together, the more synergy they'll have as the junior box field Uruguay's restart, and up into the air again by Alexander, not taking any chances off those kickoffs. And the ball has been spilled by Uruguay, stabbed ahead by the junior box. It's just rolled out. The ball's beaten everyone into touch on the right side, just outside of Uruguay's 5 meter line. The South Americans will have a line out. Good play that by Moody, who bagged a brace, bagged a second score, obviously in the second half. And Uruguay under real pressure now. They've opted for a short line out. And the ball is messy, but they've fielded it. They've got it now inside their own 22. They'll look to clear. Junior Boks putting them under all sorts of pressure here. Taking it up into contact again. Junior Boks looking for a turnover. Not given. And Uruguay clear. It's a good clearance by them. The number 9, who has played so well today. Some big hits coming in now from the South Africans. Some big men on the park. As Venter prepares himself to throw into another line out just outside Uruguay's 22. Junior Boks possession, of course. And well taken. And just spilled in midfield by the Junior Boks. Scrum down to Uruguay. Junior Boks have made plenty of changes now. Plenty of new faces on the field. Coach Bafana and Clerk obviously looking to give as many players of his some minutes as possible. Just approaching the final quarter now, 59 minutes gone. As the Junior Boks prepare to scrum down. Almost a completely brand new team this for South Africa now. As the scrum resets again. Junior Springboks, of course, having wrapped up the bonus point through that Venter try. Those always help. 5 log points secure. And Uruguay awarded a penalty at the scrum. Just inside their half. Uruguay look to kick for touch now through their number 10, who isn't sporting a mullet. Like most of his other teammates, it's a good kick that. Yeah. Vessel's just guilty of falling onto his knee there during that scrum. As we look at the stats, Uruguay having conceded 11 penalties to the Junior Boks 7. And now line out's a good one by Uruguay. Take it up to the middle of the park again. To their outside center, who's tackled well. Slowed down. And through the hands. It's a bit helter-skelter by Uruguay, and they're taking it to touch by the Junior Boks defense. Well read. It's not much on for Uruguay with ball in hand now. Junior Boks look as though they have their number on D. South Africa throwing into the line out. Right at the back, taken well by Ludwig again. He's a good line-out option. He's a big guy. Of course, South Africa love their number 7s to be jumpers as well, just for that extra option. And it's a very messy maul from South Africa. Venter breaks in field. Alexander's got it. No, Alexander's been substituted. Excuse me. Now the Boks have some quick ball. Just inside the Uruguay half, right on the halfway line. They're tackled well by the Uruguayan defense, shoveling along quite quickly by the South Africans. As they look to Roots again. Geez, those second rows have been good today. Roots and Delu, really standout performers for the Junior Springboks. They continue to build phases here on the halfway line. Junior Boks. Uruguay holding fast. And now Scrum to South Africa. As we approach the 63rd minute mark, 63-minute mark. South Africa have the put in. Scrum resetting again. The Markota Stadium. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Forever Sports. And feel free to dive into the comment section as well. As the scrum resets now for the junior BOKS. Just inside Uruguay's half, right on the halfway down there. And it's a big scrum by South Africa. Going forward here, looking to milk the penalty. And they've broken. And they're away. Oh, deliberately knocked down by Uruguay. We could see a card here, and I think so. Yes. Bit of handbags being thrown there, but Uruguay looking likely to get a yellow card. But an argy-bargy there between the sides. Tension starting to boil over, but it's been a hard physical encounter in Stellenbosch. Been a nitty-gritty sort of game. Does look like it's getting to the players, but Uruguay now, for that deliberate knockdown. South Africa looking to break, but no real chance of Uruguay's number 12 there. Realistically catching the ball, intercepting, just deliberately knocking down. So he's off the field. Jean-Manuel Alonso will spend the next 10 minutes in the bin. South Africa have a decision to make in between the 10 and 22 in Uruguay's half. It did well to break there off that scrum. That was a big scrum by South Africa. Just play spoiled there by that knockdown. So they'll look to take advantage of this numerical advantage. Again, going for that left corner. South Africa likely to drive it up here in that powerful rolling maul that worked so well for them. Well, that has worked so well for them in the second half. First half, well, they seem to have really improved on it, should we say. 64.5 minutes gone. Fenter throwing in. It's a good line out. They've set the maul here. Fenter's got the ball at the back. And they're looking to gain ascendancy here, South Africa. Well brought down by Uruguay. Legally so, it would seem. And no. Penalty to South Africa. Breakdown's been very scrappy today, particularly in that first half. So Uruguay, a man down in the midfield. Alonso, the number 12, went off. And South Africa inside South American 22. Looking to just maintain that pressure, not let up for a second. And they've opted for the scrum. So Uruguay, man short in defense as the junior BOKS prepare to set the scrum. And they've taken it blind. Oh, it's a good run that by Gertza for the Boks. Good carry on the blind. And now Venter takes it up in the middle of the pocket. He's broken through. Oh, it takes 4 men to bring him down. Such a big lad. And now the ball gone left again. Gertza diving over. And he's got it. 5th try of that for the junior Springboks. Kerr and Gertza diving over on the left after that scrum. Uruguay on 6s and 7s, of course, with that man down. Alonso in the bin. But the Springboks did well there to take it in field and then quickly shift it off onto the short side. After a strong carry by Venter, nearly got over there. Such a strong man. And then quick hands to the left. Gertza, 1 man to beat, steps inside, over. Much more convincing second half this by the baby Boks, must be said. 27-3 now, with the kick to come. And the contest all but wrapped up. Kian Meaden with another tricky conversion attempt here. Right on the touchline. And he's nailed it. Fantastic kick that by Meaden. 29-3 to the junior Springboks. Well, after that rusty first half, they've really bounced back well. Venter, yeah, he's a monster. 3 or 4 defenders he took out of the game there. Quick hands then to the left, and Gertza finishing very well in the corner. So 3 tries out of the 5 to the wingers. 2 for Moody, of course. This is Gertza's first. As Uruguay restart, 29-3 now. 12 minutes to play in Stellenbosch. Much more encouraging second half this by the junior South Africans. As Ludwig receives the kickoff. Junior Boks inside their 22, looking to clear now. Reardon finds touch. So after a rather stressful first half for the junior Boks, they've now got 64% possession, 60% territory overall. After some brilliant management by Uruguay in that first 40, especially in the first quarter, they're still alive here, Uruguay. They're not going to just lie down and die. They're taking it up inside the junior Bok 22. And they've just been awarded a penalty. High hit. Seen a lot of those today. Uruguay kicking for the corner right inside the junior Bok 22. They certainly deserve a try, do Uruguay. Had one disallowed, held up after some good scramble defense by the junior Boks and a very interesting first phase flowing attacking play by them in that first half inside the opening 10 minutes. But they've got another chance here to get over the line. It's a line out right on the 5. Hooker throws it in. They've set up the maul, but they've broken. And again, they're up for the inside ball. Well tackled by Ndlovu. Great defense by the junior Bok captain, but Uruguay still alive. Going against the grain there. Just looking to dive over now. They're right on the junior Bok line. The heavy men are carrying it up. Met well by the junior Boks. Just looking to drive it over now. Pick and go, pick and go. Just centimeters, millimeters. Junior Boks competing the breakdown, but Uruguay so close. And they go again. Again met by the junior Boks. Ball still there for Uruguay. And they go against the grain again. And they've got the try. No, it's a penalty to South Africa. They've got it for a quick touch. Quick tap inside on their own try line. But the ref has told them no. Goodness me. Uruguay desperately unlucky there, but well defended by the junior Springboks. 9 minutes to play. Still a man down, Uruguay. Three minutes remaining before they can get back to their full complement. And Uruguay shown another yellow card here. It looks like it might have been for dissent. Their reserve hooker, number 16, going off. So they will finish the game with 14 men. As it stands, they've only got 13 on the park. Junior BOKS with a penalty on their own 5-meter line. I pity that for Uruguay. Obviously, a bit of frustration just leaking in there, or just sitting in. And Reardon gets the BOKS out of danger. Just taking another look. Geez, they were just heading it up with those pick and goes. Came so close. So well done by the junior BOKS. So the yellow card was for an offside hit after that quick tap by the junior Springboks on their own line. Nowhere near 5 meters back there, unfortunately for Uruguay's number 16. A very silly decision of his to go for that tackle. So Uruguay now with 13 players on the pitch. Ill discipline just costing them at the end here as the junior BOKS throw into the line out, but they've lost it. Uruguay number 8 stolen. On the BOK 22, Uruguay in possession. Just looking to maul it up, but they're not making any meters against the BOK pack. So more pick and goes by Uruguay. And now a penalty. High tackle. We've seen plenty of those this encounter. Uruguay kicking for the corner again. They're still looking for their first try of the contest. And they'll have a line out just outside junior BOK 5-meter line. BOKS have, especially in this second half, the players that Coach Bafana and Klerkov has put on here really defended well, particularly in the trenches. But Uruguay not giving up here. 13 players on the park, but hey, they're going to give it another go. 29-3 down with 7 minutes to play. Referee just calling Uruguay in there, having a chat. Not sure what that's about. Could be for offside. Well, it looks as though they're short line out taken quickly by them. Good option. Driving it up again right on the touchline there on the left side. Just on the junior BOK 5-meter, and they continue to pick and go. Wonder how long this junior BOK defense will be able to hold out for. Will be a good test for them. So Uruguay continue to battle it up here. Now a lot of pressure coming through from the junior BOKS. Really gained the upper hand there, and it looks like they've turned it over. South Africa might have turned it over here. No, Uruguay still in possession. As they continue to pick and go, not making much headway. And again, junior BOKS competing for the ball on the ground there. As the clock winds down. Still in search of that first try, Uruguay. Try to go over the top of the ruck, but wrestled back by the BOK defense. Going nowhere at the moment, Uruguay. Assisting with the pick and goes, but just unable to break through there. They've been here for many phases, but they've just been awarded a penalty now. Klovu is the man. South African captain getting up. And Uruguay, they're going to keep the pressure on the junior BOKS here. Another line out. Another drive incoming. As they're back to 14 on the pitch. Of course, they will finish with that number after that offside challenge by their reserve hooker. So just over 5 minutes to play, 29-3 to the junior BOKS. Uruguay in search of that first try. Junior BOKS have wrapped up this game. Much better second half for them after a rusty first half. Some option taking that may perhaps have been questionable, but they've done well in the end here to grab the win as they continue to defend this barrage from Uruguay. Another driving more, and they're trying to break through the middle of the ruck. They're right on the book line here, Uruguay. Just looking to tire out the junior Springbok defense. Four and a half minutes left. Have they barged their way over? Looks like it, yes. South Americans have been awarded their first try. Geez, they've been camped in that area for a long time. They certainly deserve it. Must be said, 29-8 now to them. Good on them. They've thoroughly deserved that. Had a fantastic first half. It's Gabriel Evans, number 17, reserve loosehead, who's come away with he's been awarded the 5-pointer. 29-8 to them. After just constantly taking it up, pick and go. After pick and go. Thoroughly deserve it. And they'll get a chance to get into double figures here. It's another tricky kick on the touchline. Seen many wide tries this afternoon. Thomas Bamule, the fullback for Uruguay. Oh, what a fantastic kick that is from Bamule. Right on the touchline. 29-8 now to the South Africans. Uruguay have just bagged their first score of the game. Boy, do they deserve it. So the junior Springboks will take the restart here with 2.5 minutes of the game left. It's been a good result for the junior BOKS after a rusty first half. They'll be very happy that they've managed to claim the bonus point win as they put the Uruguay number 15, I think it is, Bamule, under pressure. Line out now on Uruguay's 5-22, I should say. Very encouraging signs here for Coach Bafana's team as the junior BOKS take it into another line out. The drivers worked well in the second half, and they look to be utilizing it again here. Just getting that go forward now. Fenter comes away with it again, peels off, tackled well by 3 Uruguayan defenders. How strong is that man? Now the ball shifts right as the junior Bok forwards continue to take it up, but it's stolen well by Uruguay. Fantastic play. We saw their starting hooker make 2 great steals in that first half. Another one of their players doing so there as well. They've chipped it ahead and lost possessions. Junior Springboks just inside Uruguay's half, taking it up as the clock continues to wind down. 1 minute left here. Fenta, another carry. How many has he made in the second half? Bok big men continue to take it up. So they've done a lot better in the second half. They've managed to build phases. The first half, they seem to be just rushing it slightly. Uruguay now with a penalty. And will look to exit their half as they've got a man down there. But the second half, Junior Springboks have been much more patient, just building phase after phase through their forwards and not looking to rush it and force offload so much. It's really worked well for them. Their maul has been a big asset in the second half, setting up the platform for 2 tries. As Uruguayan medical staff nurse their man down. Two yellow cards Uruguay have received in the second half. Perhaps the only obvious negative that's come out of their game. The Junior Springboks, of course, in the end, they have managed to overpower the Uruguayans, but they need to be applauded for the way they've played this footy match. I mean, really, they haven't taken a step back. That first half, in particular, the first quarter, they were all over the Junior Boks. Very impressive stuff. Just been let down by their discipline in the second, but nonetheless, hats off to them as they kick for touch. The clock has gone 80. Well, it's gone red, I should say. Uruguay with the line out on the halfway line. This will be the final play of the game as they take the ball up into another maul. Met well by the Junior Boks. Look to be taking them into touch. Carried up now, but Fenta makes a big hit backwards, driving him back. Uruguay still in possession. But fielded well after a chip through from Uruguay. South Africa back with ball in hand. Now seems to be on here. Looking for another try, South Africa. Oh, still going. Number 13, James, had a fantastic game. Good eye for a gap, that man. Set up quite a bit of play. South Africa now on the 22 here of Uruguay. Not giving up, looking for another score. Lovely to see. And Fenta again with another carry, breaking tackles. South Africa still in possession through BOKS. Vessels with another carry. He's been phenomenal the second half as well when he's come on. That man again, Fenta. BOKS now on the Uruguay 22. Looking for another score. Driven back in defense by Uruguay. Scrappy breakdown. But still possession for the Junior BOKS. Building phase after phase now with an advantage. Vessels looks to break through the middle. Well tackled by Uruguay. BOKS on the 22. Oh, Captain Clawful. Great break. Jeez, hot stepping there from the Junior Springbok captain. Now Springboks look to go wide on the right, but they've just lost possession. Advantage Uruguay, but they've knocked it on. And that'll be the game. Much improved second half by the Junior Springboks. In the end, it finishes 29-10. Much to take out of this performance. They've certainly shaken the rust off after having last played in 2019, scoring 5 tries in victory. Uruguay just managing the one, but phenomenal display by them in that first half, the South Americans. But in the end, just not enough as the junior Springbok machine rolls on. And again, plenty of positives to take out of this one as this Under-20 international series continues here in South Africa. And both sides are shaking hands now after that one. Great physical encounter. South Africa doing very well in that second half to make the most of the possession and territory that they got. They'll be taking on Argentina in a massive clash on Wednesday. Could well decide this Under-20 international series. Well, Uruguay will look to shake themselves off, or dust themselves off, I should say, and play Georgia on Wednesday, that opening game. Plenty to look forward to in this Under-20 series. That concludes Forever Sports live watch along. I'm Sean Goosen, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and continue to stay tuned to Forever Sports and see what we've got up our sleeves. Thank you.